I've heard from a lot of people who say, let's just bring in a zero tolerance for everybody, and it seems eminently sensible. Is there anyone out there who actually would propose not altering the law in terms of drink driving in England, which says you are allowed a limited amount of alcohol in your system before you're over the limit? Speak to James, who's in Peterborough. Hello, James.
Oh, hey, there, Andrew. Yeah. So my wife and I genuinely drink over the limit by a fair bit. We have done for a few years, and we drive.
Hold on, you mean you drink and drive over the limit?
Yeah, we drink and drive. Yeah, we drink and drive, and we tend to drive back. You know, you're not the police, are you? So
no,
you know,
that's true.
You know, yeah. So essentially, yeah, we do it. It's something we admit to with friends as well, and actually, since we started making admission to friends. To that effect, actually, friends have been admitting it to us too.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to judge, so tell me why you think that's okay.
Well, I think it's okay because we are, for example, I got behind the wheel in August, a weekend in August. I was so drunk. I was probably 3 or 4 times over the limit. I'm not trying to boast here, but I really was. It was awful. And I drove my 3 friends back from a house party in the day to one of my houses in Nottingham. And I drove from Carlton in Nottingham to West Bridgford in Nottingham, and essentially I was so drunk, it was unbelievable. But I knew I was drunk, I knew there was a risk of getting caught, and so I managed that risk by driving super cautiously and super sensibly. And actually, all of my friends did say to me after, they were pretty drunk too, but they did say, you know, I drove really well considering. And I think as long as you drive sensibly and you know your limits, it's okay. The problem arises out of idiots driving in excess of the speed limit whilst under the influence of drink or drugs, which, you know, you've alluded to young people not being allowed to have any drink at all. But what's happening now is there are a great number of people who are below, say, 22, 23.
James,
James, yeah.
Listen, this is a genuine call, is it? You're not having a laugh?
No, I'm
all
not
right,
having a laugh. Absolutely.
So you reckon you were 3 or 4 times over the limit and you drove your friends home, but you drove safely.
Yes, but remember,
you can't expect me to it's Ian. You can't expect me to endorse what you're saying, can you?
No, I'm not asking you to endorse it. I'm just giving you my perspective. But Ian, the situation is, you say 3 or 4 times the limit. 3 or 4 times the limit isn't a lot. You know, you think about
it's quite a lot.
It's not at all. Well, it's not at all.
All right. Listen, you may think you're fine driving. Do you think then that the fact that you say you were driving safely, do you feel that your decision making was impaired in any way?
I know from research and you know, having read up on it, you know, over the years, that my decision making is impaired. I know that as a matter of fact it is. Did I feel it was impaired on the day? Yes, my reactions were noticeably slower. But would I do it again? Yes, I would, because nothing happened. It wasn't reasonably likely to happen, based purely. And you know, I'm a bright guy. I'm not.
But why would you? Again, I'm here not judging you. I understand the reason. It's like you've had a drink and it's only a mile away to home. And if I didn't get in the car, it'd be such a pain. I get a taxi, then I've got to get it back later, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand that kind of. Well, it just makes my life easier if I can. And no one was going to stop me because I'm blah 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 blah. What happens if you? What would happen?
The police officers are there.
No, but what would happen if you did hit someone?
I guess I'd have to drive off, fail to stop at the scene of a collision, because
James.
if I well, no, I don't mean hit somebody as in, you know, look, at the end of the day,
if you knock someone down, you drive off.
No, I didn't realise you meant knock somebody down.
Yeah, but I said hit someone. It's kind of.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, right? If you do hit somebody, whether you're sober or drunk, what would be the benefit in hanging around? You're going to get done. If you hang around, if you drive away, there's a possibility you might not get done. There's an aggravating factor in terms of criminal law, in the sense that obviously if you
I'm
do
not really thinking about the person who hit them. I'm thinking about the person that was hit and their family. What about them?
Well, they're going to get an ambulance. They're going to get treated. It doesn't matter if you.
This is a wind-up. This is not a serious call.
It's not a wind-up.
You cannot be serious, as someone once said. Really?
Absolutely serious.
Honestly,
it's not a joke,
you've just admitted to drink driving, and if you needed to, you'd do a hit and run.
Look.
That's what you just said.
What's the benefit? Listen, if you hit somebody and you're over the limit, you're going to get serious prison time. If you drive off and they don't get you, and there's ambiguity over who the driver is, i.e. driver disclosure, and there's no ANPR footage. And ANPR footage, automatic number plate recognition, that captures the front image of the vehicle, so it captures the number plate and your face. And in doing so, it does a PNC check on the vehicle, which is a police national computer check, which is, for the drivers wanted, insurance, tax, MOT, and all the other stuff. All right,
listen, I've got to counter this. So listen, this is from Adam in Watford. Says, I'm very angry. I can't believe what I'm hearing. My brother ended up in a car crash in Nottingham on his stag do. It killed 2 passengers, and he ended up medically discharged from the army because of his injuries. It completely ruined 4 families, and it's unbelievable that James, as he calls himself, is so blasé about it all when this reckless behaviour risks others and not just the drunk driver.
No, it doesnk. Listen, you're saying this guy was discharged from the army. It's probable the people he was with was in the army. I don't mean to sound like an arrogant P-R-I-C-K, but the reality of the situation here is that if you're in the army...
Wouldn't use the word arrogant.
If you're in the army, well, what I'm about to say might be, you're not necessarily the brightest person, and you've probably got a lot of, it's true. People in the army, you join the army because you probably can't even get a job at Tesco's. That's my opinion.
Okay, James, honestly, you're going to upset too many people. I'm sorry. In a way, in terms of entertainment, radio-wise, that's kind of gold, but it's sick, actually, that, and it's I don't know. That's got to be a wind-up, hasn't it? I would have thought. Surely. Well, we don't condone any of it. That's crazy, as I say. Forget the word arrogant. Just use the other one. It's 10